Herc's
Yeah.
heading is like 180 right now,
Yeah, coming around.
but I was heading 040 up towards the top of the knoll.
South is uphill, so east would be along a contour.
Yeah, for maybe 50 meters or so.
So if you're following along on the quad view, channel 3, you can kind of see what we've been talking about. Have these two local high points. The previous watch saw very high density coral communities along that western one. And then we just ran into the high density sponges for the first time on this dive, I think. And just kind of considering where to go from here, trying to find changes in margins and edges.
Maybe up to your right a bit, Gabby, up on the hill here. Seems like
Okie dokie.
That's east, no.
I mean, just slide to your right. It hops up there. You're on a bit of a flat there.
Yeah.
Argus sees a bunch of white there to your 3 ROV widths to your right.
You can submit your questions in the question box on our website, nautiluslive.org. That's available anytime we're diving. Got a question here based on those high quality zooms we saw just a minute ago. Why does the sponge have that branching like structure? Is that for respiratory purposes? And that's their ability to filter feed.
Yeah, it seems to be a combination of strength and filter feeding.
Gabby, which direction are you guys trying to go?
Okay, so if I'm going to point uphill,
Yeah.
I'm basically pointing the reciprocal of where we just came. So like 225
225,
is
okay.
pointing uphill.
Yeah, I mean, go east, but just go east 10 meters further south.
Yep.
And there's a white line of stuff there in Argus. That'll take you over all those sponges. Still in your box, but see what I mean? Off to the right there.
But that's
for the
not,
immediate future.
that's south though, not east, right? Is that where you're talking about? Like straight from here?
Stand by, sorry.
No, I thought we were going to go east, right?
Yes.
Yeah, follow this contour.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to call the east move in.
You can kind of
Bridge, nav.
look to the east and south as we
Can
move.
we move bearing?
Sorry, I was backwards. Never mind.
095 for 50 meters. 50 meters, please.
There's another trident, bamboo trident coral on our right so that was one of the things we saw in that previous high density sponge community. We saw a couple of the unique bamboo trident corals.
Is that a branching bamboo at the bottom of the screen? They're looking for those infrequently branching.
All right, let me see if I can get in there for you. This is what you're talking about, like right below the lasers right now?
No, I think it's under the porch. Oh, yes, no, right under the lasers there. Yep, you see it has one branch coming off right at the base.
Right.
And this is where I look to our friends in the science chat.
Bamboo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks bamboo-y.
So we're looking to see where the branch, that very sparse branch occurs, if it occurs internodally or at a node.
Okay, let me see if I can get that centered up for you. Okay, go for zoom.
Looks like
Add a node.
Add a node, yeah, that looks like branching at a node. Thanks for that.
I have a few things causing me to be a little bit.
Looks like a whole bunch of more tumbleweeds to your left there too. Just see them faintly
Oh,
glowing
yeah,
in
yeah.
Argus.
It does look like a bunch of sagebrush.
So yeah, let's drop a target here, high density coral.
Wow.
So similar to what the previous watch saw as they were coming up the other side of this knoll.
Oh, that's so cool. There's just this like spray of this coral at the bottom of the Argus screen.
Yeah, looks like there's a few rocks there. Maybe they're bigger ones. But
Yeah.
It's interesting how there's just that little pocket of sponges, and now we're back into the same type of corals. I wonder what was unique about that one spot.
Elevation-wise, or a difference.
Yeah.
Or altitude, not sure how you say it. Bottom of the ocean.
steeper to your left there.
Okay, I will look at that.
Something thicker, whiter up ahead too. I can't tell what it is.
Oh yeah, looks like maybe a sponge or something straight up there.
Yeah, maybe.
Did we finish intros?
I do not know.
I don't know.
I'm
Front
Sarah
row.
Bremer. I haven't even gone. Sorry. I'm Sarah Bremer. I'm the data logger. And Thanksgiving, I really enjoyed the lamb chops that I had.
Can't hear data.
Your mic's a little quiet, Sarah. Oh,
the lone sponge in the coral field.
Is that what they were calling lettuce sponge?
I don't know.
It's a compelling name for it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
There's a leaf sponge that we were seeing.
Look at all that red stuff in the coral below it. Can I get a zoom video? Like maybe just, I don't know, soft corals or anemones in the...
Yeah, they look like those tiny anemones. If that's lettuce sponge, it looks like it's been in the fridge a day or two too long.
Coming wider?
Yeah, great.
Maybe another sponge up the hill too.
Oh, yep.
Can't make it out.
So we're getting a question about Herc. Does Herc, can he hear? Does he record audio underwater?
Herc does not hear. Herc is very loud though. That's the main, well, that's one reason why we don't record audio because we wouldn't hear anything except for Herc.
And what on Herc is loud?
Thrusters.
The thrusters aren't that bad, although they do make some noise, but the main noise is from the hydraulics, the motor and the pump.
Getting an interesting mix here off to the right.
Thanks for your question.
Sponge is just to your right.
Oh,
There
yeah,
he is.
there he is.
It would be
So,
cool to hear
what-
sounds from this depth if there were any.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm guessing you could hear whales and such if you were quiet enough.
So we're at 1956 meters here. Did we get into a Goldilocks depth, or is it the angle of the topography?
Because we're seeing both corals and sponges together?
Yeah, we're seeing more sponges again.
It's a great question.
Nice little pink coral there.
It's one of those leaf ones behind you.
Oh, is it
Whoa,
what's
is
that?
that-
What's
What
that
is
green
that?
thing?
That's a net. Watch out.
Oh, net.
Oh.
Oh.
Data, I think we tag that.
Yeah, let's
Oh, why does everyone get so paranoid about a little net?
drop a target there. Yeah, like marine. Yeah,
What's that?
Fish net. Is that what you're calling it?
Is
Yeah.
that not a thing to be
Yeah,
paranoid
I
about?
can rename it if you'd
Oh.
like me to.
What do you think?
That looks accurate. It extends quite a way there. It's waving in the current, or the current that Herc created.
This is the first, like man-made stuff I've
Yeah.
seen down here.
First piece of marine debris. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the other watches found a 7-Up can.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that they
Huh.
were able to date, based on the logo, they were able to date it to the 1970s.
That
Oh,
is
wow.
Yeah.
really incongruous.
There's a
Getting a good number.
Okay,
of
I'm
sponges.
getting way, I gotta focus on getting back on track here.
There's a mini Dr. Seuss sponge.
yep, a
Yeah,
mini Dr.
totally.
Seuss.
My eyes were glued to the screen, and I just noticed we're at the end of our move.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just looking good here, though.
We ended up on the knoll.
Yeah, we did. And it's the debris is stuck right at the top.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, shouldn't be surprising.
Back row, I guess we'll wait on your direction for
Yeah.
let me zoom out a little bit on the high pack as well. Give them a little bit more awareness.
Another giant sponge looks like right ahead of Herc view. A little to the left.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Kate, how far are we from the beginning of the last dive?
Not far. So you can see my mouse right here, right?
Uh-huh.
When we were down here, which is when we took over for watch, we were 300 meters away from that
Okay.
start point, which is just down here.
Thank you.
So
Oh, cool.
thinking, Nav, we're thinking a step to the south until we regain that contour
Okay.
where we started this northeast ascent, and then cut west back to our old track, and then cross that saddle.
All right. Sounds good. So that's going to be a 50-meter move to the south. And then once we get to this contour, we're going to make another move
Yep, right.
west to get back to where we took over. Yeah.
Okay, so a 180 is the next move?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
Is this an old sponge
Bridge
base? Here?
nav.
Oh, yeah, it does look
Like
like
it
an old
could be.
sponge.
Or maybe one that fell over?
Something big over there.
Yeah.
Can we move 50
Whoa.
meters, bearing 180? Thank you, Alex.
Okay, I'm going to get set up for this a little bit better.
So you're heading, yeah, I see you're heading direction we're going. Before we step that way, yeah, if you can look to the left, pan to the left and see that big one.
Whoa.
Mega sponge.
A big one.
Emil, that move is in. Do you want that move to stay in?
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
just take a quick look here and then you can.
Okay.
Found another good rock.
Uh-huh. As soon as they find that good chunky boulder.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can grow very nicely when they have that.
Yeah, it seems like the ones we've seen that are jutting out sideways like that are among the larger examples.
Wow.
Here's a little squat lobster buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that his little squat lobster buddy?
It's got a belly
Okay.
button.
I got to scramble and get in the right orientation here.
Yep. Go. It's another very thick one.
Mm-hmm.
If we're headed south, I think you're...
I'm okay, yeah.
Oh wait, Argus is all over creation at the moment.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
I wonder if there's a cliff or something somewhere.
Maybe. We are bouncing.
Or maybe
Oh, yeah, Herc's doing just fine.
Yeah,
Well, oh, no, Herc is not doing just fine, actually. Herc.
Yeah, we have Herc set to dead reckoning, so it's not bouncing, but we can definitely.
There's green and blue dots all over.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
I'll come up a bit, see if that cleans it up.
Is that the USBL you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
It's not on a holiday for the moment. It's all right, we know where we are.
That was a really large sponge. It can be, you can kind of lose perspective like when you're flying around, but when you see it next to Herc, like it's very large.
looks great on Argus with the light coming through from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold still, Argus.
Yeah, geez.
Got the big lumps. So on the subjects of ropes, nets, lines, other stuff, it can't get in your thruster if your thruster's not spinning.
Okay.
So I've seen a lot of pilots get around that stuff and panic and give commands, and then they get tangled up. They basically fly into it and suck it up.
Okay.
Or create a disturbance. If you find yourself close to a line or a net or something, you let go of the sticks and take off your autos.
Okay.
9 out of 10 times the ROV will simply float away.
Right.
It's when the pilot gives commands that they get tangled up almost every time I've seen it. And having been tangled up myself many times, every time I have, it's when I've tangled myself up.
Okay.
In hindsight, if I would have just let go of the sticks, it would have floated away and it wouldn't have been an issue.
How do you get untangled when that happens?
A knife.
Several ways. We have a couple knives aboard the vehicle. If a particular thruster is fouled, we just turn that thruster off and carry on. Worst case scenarios, we abort and recover and pull everything out. My record is 9 prawn traps with 1 ROV.
Wow.
We pulled the whole mess up and had a really good dinner and some very angry fishermen.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Expensive way to fish.
Yeah, it was. We weren't that deep, so it wasn't a lot of lost time. But yeah, the lost vessel time, lost bottom time is the most tragic part. We were tangled up a couple times last year. And I believe in one case we made it worse by thrashing about.
Okay, so you see some line or something and you just go dead stick and you just float away.
Well, I'll assess what the best thing to do is, but after my first reaction, whenever I get in trouble, is to let go of the sticks.
Okay.
Because we're moving at a snail's pace, and you know there's not a lot of current. The ship's not moving that fast either, and all the trouble I've always gotten myself in has usually been self-induced. I've said it jokingly that the ROV flies much better if I have my hands off the controls.
Yeah. But it's only semi-jokingly sometimes.
Yeah, in that case, you're not giving any inputs, so you know you're not going to make the situation worse. It's like when you're parking the car, you're letting off the gas, not pressing on it.
Right.
Or when you're pulling your boat alongside the dock, you know, if you gun it, bad things happen. If you just let it drift, you know, it's either going to drift alongside or it's going to drift away a little.
Yeah.
So how many snail's paces per turtle?
This is a really relevant question.
Not very many.
Depends if it's an acrobatic snail.
Oh, right.
Do we know any acrobatic snails?
They saw them on one of the other watches.
Oh, really?
They're very fast.
And very funny looking. I thought it was like a fish trying to predate a snail, but it was just a snail.
But it was just the snail.
A snail outside of its shell just flopping around to escape.
Oh my God, that's really strange.
They wriggle and tumble down slope quite rapidly.
I'm going to give us another small move south before heading west again.
Sounds good.
Bridge, nav.
These are pointing west.
Looking forward to not going downhill here.
Can we move 25 meters bearing 180?
So we're getting lots of questions about the ROVs this morning. Thanks so much for sending your questions in on our website. We get to them as we can. And we're getting a slew of questions about the ROVs. And on every watch, we get questions about this next topic, which is when Herc and Argus detached earlier this dive season. You can read more about what happened and the amazing recovery that took place just 1 week later on our website, nautiluslive.org. There's still investigations going on about exactly what went on there, but very relieved that everything
Dan, can you come down a bit?
Worked itself out.
Sorry.
Oh,
Really?
good.
Wow, what happened? You went downhill.
I've been going downhill, yeah. It's driving me. It's driving me crazy. I really want to turn around and actually just face it so I can see things.
We could actually...
I was trying to change my heading.
Mm.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. You're totally good. I'm just going to face Argus is all so that I can look at stuff.
So the short answer is we don't know exactly the cause of that incident, but what we do know is all the things that had to go right in order to successfully recover the ROVs. And to be here with you now, diving in Papahanaumokuakea Marine Monument, lots of people came together to make that happen.
That's true for every single dive we do with Herc and Argus.
Absolutely. Teamwork does in fact make the dream work. If you don't know what we're talking about and you want to check it out, you can go to the EV Nautilus YouTube page. There's a great highlight video of that loss and recovery of the vehicles, and it's worth a watch. And any aspiring mechanical engineers or ocean engineers out there, take a look and see the amazing work that it took to get those vehicles back on deck and bringing you this amazing video live.
Can't lateral in this.
Oh yeah, you feeling current?
Oh yeah.
So
It's been a little struggly.
Herc, our next move is going to be bearing 260.
Okay.
And it's going to take us back to where we started.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. It's 126 meters away. I can do one big move or divide it into two.
One big move is fine, I think.
Okay. Calling her in.
They seem to like this slope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100% on lats, and I can't get back over.
Gabby, can you say a little bit about which direction you think
nav?
the currents are coming from? Sorry,
I think they're coming from the west right now.
Yeah, that's the direction the sponges are facing.
Can we make
Current flows
a
2, wind comes from.
1, 2,
What's that?
5
Current flows
meter
2,
move,
wind comes from.
bearing 1 or bearing
It's flowing to the
260.
east.
Thank you.
Eastward currents.
Exactly. Thank you.
Picture a river.
And about what kind of a current speed would it take to prevent you from lateraling?
Not much.
Half a knot?
I honestly don't know, but it wouldn't be much. The laterals are not as powerful as the axials or the verticals, so it would. I don't know. Dan, do you have a guess?
Not much.
Half a turtle.
Yeah. That's you tugging now.
I know.
So if you missed our original inspiration for the name of our watch, which is the tectonic turtles, we were having fun with unit conversions the other day. And I think it was Dan came up with the conversion rate between knots and turtles.
Not me, that was all Microsoft.
So I can achieve the same move now by driving backwards with my axials, and that I just spent like 5 minutes trying to do with my laterals, and it's no problem with the axials.
We're about to fly over a snowman.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's
look
amazing.
Like a snowman. The Argus cam, if you're watching online, which is channel 2, 3 sponges have aligned. Just like the 3 planets have been aligning in our night skies here, and seeing great views of them. Got snowman sponge here.
Herc will do 45 in the current, all right. Our lateral thrusters are, they're 2 in a row, so one's feeding the other, and they have smaller high-speed blades on them, so they don't provide near the thrust that the other 4 thrusters do. I think a fraction of it. Maybe
this is like the perfect place for some sponges because they just occupied that whole area, little area there.
There's the snowman sponge.
The snowman sponge.
Okay. Emil, are you interested in getting a Niskin at this kind of boundary between coral and sponge communities?
How many Niskins do we have?
We have 3. We just have to save 1 for when we're all coming off bottom.
Yeah, I think we'll the last watch got a Niskin above the high density corals.
Just gonna hop down
we're
this bit here. Struggling a little still.
Leaf sponge.
You meant to go, are you going west, are you?
South.
South, right.
The step is west, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it just took me a really long time to figure out how to get the vehicle over here.
Correct, yeah, the boat is moving west at the blazing turtle of 0.2, or 1.15 turtles, sorry.
Oh yeah, Argus is currently moving south, sorry. And I am doing that.
And which way should I go? Go this way?
Okay, I'll start to go west.
No, you're correct. Argus is still.
Yeah, I think it's time to set up for
south.
the south though, or for the west move. Mainly because facing downhill is not as fun for everybody. It's been feeling pretty awkward.
You gotta cheat and 45 it, or go backwards. What do I need to do here,
Is that oh no, I thought I saw a yellow sponge.
This is way better.
Yeah.
That was just very awkward flying there for a little bit. Sorry about that. Nobody got a very good view and I was struggling. Heading downhill with like a current across it and. Okay. Now we can look at stuff. We're much better off.
So now it looks like as we get into this little less of a slope, right? We are getting, doesn't look like we're seeing as much.
Yep, we found a nice patch there.
Oh, I finally got the vehicle under control. Oh no, I'm so sorry.
You can, if you could look northward as we kind of, if you're able to lateral.
Yeah, I might, I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, so you can cheat. You pan your camera up the hill a bit.
Oh,
you can still fly straight, but pan your camera. I can move that manip out of your way.
Okay.
And then you can crab just a little.
Okay.
Like, you know, not quite 45, but whatever, 15, 20 degrees, and that'll let you see it. We've got the lights out there now to do that. Just be aware the craft's hanging out your starboard side there a little.
Okay, sounds good.
If you can fly with your head out the window, sure you can.
There's rocks, Andrea. Rocks.
Yeah, yeah, we're trying to save some of the bio boxes, so we're going to wait for the perfect chunky square one.
The perfect rock.
Yeah, the perfect rock.
Is there such a thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
I mean, I know they're all great. That's what you mean, right?
What would you do if you found the perfect one? Then you would
Would you have to quit?
Yeah.
Would you be done?
No, I would just be looking for its mate forever.
Oh. Look at all these beautiful rocks, though.
There is actually one kind of chunky one right there.
Uh-huh.
See it?
Yeah? Do you want it?
Well, let's go look at it.
Okay.
Just taunting Andrea. Look at all these rocks.
Don't you want one?
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Yeah, I never know how big they are.
It's quite large.
Yeah, so what about that one next to it? That one, is it chunky and square?
Do we have lasers on? Oh, yeah, I see him there.
Oh, he's kind of flat then, now that I get a perspective.
What about the one
Big
next
and
to
flat.
it?
Yeah, what about
right
this
below it?
guy?
That one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of big.
It's a beauty.
What about the one just under the corner of the one?
There's another one you were eyeballing?
See
So
any
many
other
rocks.
more angular chunky ones? I can't. Here, you say?
No,
Gently
under.
set
This
it down.
over
No.
here?
Look where I'm pointing. Yep, that one, Emma.
Shoot, okay, they...
Why is that? Stand by, I got a operator issue here. It's gonna be ugly. The shoulder catches itself up there and then comes slamming down.
Catching on a rock, or?
No, it catches up in the bumper bar.
Oh.
That
Okay,
one's
that
kind
guy's
of flat.
yeah, how about this guy? See him? Yeah.
Ooh, I broke it.
Oh, you broke it. See, that's not the guy we wanted.
This one.
This wasn't meant to be.
Let's see what this guy is.
Tilt up a bit, please. Some light there. I don't know if that's the perfect rock, but it's a rock.
I think that's pretty chunky, right? That look like a good chunk. Let's, yeah, and I think he's small enough. We're trying to just share one big bio box so that...
Give us some light on that there somehow.
Yeah,
maybe Steve can.
Watch your eyes. Okay.
That doesn't look altered there, Andrew.
It might be a little bit altered, but there's not much we can... Out of that was one of the reasons why I wasn't real keen on this field before, but then I realized we're in a little bit of a valley, so the other sides might be too steep. So let's get this one and put him in starboard. Do we already have a rock in a box?
No, we don't.
I can do that, Gabby, if you want to focus on a sponge or something.
What I want to do is actually get Argus down a little bit, because the ship's still trucking along.
Right,
I can stop the ship.
But yeah, I think at this point Argus will just keep moving. So.
Or you can come up and move if you need to do that. I can do this on the fly.
Okay, sounds good. Coming up.
One of the big boxes, Andrea?
Yeah, let's do one of the big boxes. Well, actually, yeah, let's do one of the big boxes.
Sure, both are open.
Right.
Okay, and then we'll get a second rock, we'll put it in the same box so that we leave all the other boxes open for bio.
I'll go for the closer one because we can see in there with the camera if we're putting multiple rocks in there.
Okay.
That was the one most forward?
Yep.
It was the forward one, yeah.
Thank you. That was number 93 now.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're in good shape, Dan.
Roger.
Do you want to tilt back down a little, or?
Yes, thank you. Oh yeah, you're catching it on the lens flares, hey?
Yep. That's great.
Look back to your right again for the uphill action if you want.
Yeah. I'm gonna get myself reoriented a little. Come on.
Nav, could you zoom out a bit on HIPAC?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just want to see the track, since that's good. That's plenty.
You don't gotta change both those cameras for a rock. It's if your hands are full. Porch lights off.
Awesome, thank you.
So we've got viewers joining in from at least 14 different countries around the world and all time zones. Thanks for joining us here today. We're continuing this 7th dive.
It's gonna get steep.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, look at that.
What's our move speed right now? Is it actually 0.2? Like the one you asked for?
Yeah,
Okay.
0.2.
Great. Oh, this is nice.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's
a
an
little
eel.
eel. Pretty little eel.
Oh yeah, nice Argus shot.
It's gonna pop up here and see how tall this cliff is.
Okay.
That eel's just motoring along.
Interesting white spots on it.
Yeah, is that the cutthroat eel? It doesn't look like the more mottled one that we were seeing.
Zoom video?
Is that a parasite or a fin?
Oh no, maybe that's just the modeling.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know.
Or a scrape.
Okay.
Oh.
I actually need to come up a little bit just because
I'll
what
come,
Argus is up to.
I'll come back down. I just came up to see what was over the top of the hill there. It's a nice line of
yeah, it's beautiful
stuff to follow up there if you want.
I will do that.
If you are coming up.
Yeah, totally. How tall did that look?
We're good. 20 meters maybe.
Okay. Oh, this is beautiful.
And just like that, we leave geology world and we're back in biology world.
Yep. Got another eel.
There's our
here.
friend.
Oh.
It's a different friend.
Yep.
New friend. Just want to see if I want to follow this like line of sponges up this slope here.
Sure.
So one of the things that the Science Communication Fellows are responsible for after the dives is going through all of the still captures that the data chair is logging, and it's really fun to go back through the dives and look at those. We're working on getting some of those out to the website soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Bridge, Nav.
What's on your mind, Dan? Just checking this out.
All stop, please.
Well, I'll just give you some time to come up the hill there.
Okay.
That is a large sponge.
Again, on the side of a boulder.
On the side, yeah. That's interesting. That somehow that is their most advantageous orientation, it seems.
Yeah, that's into the current. I mean, I'm trying to lateral that direction and struggling. For sure. Not as much as before, though, actually.
Yeah, if you go the other way, that lateral right would... Oh, I see what you're doing. Never mind.
If I go the other way, what?
Never mind. You're good.
Okay.
So just talking big picture here with Chris. Once we get back over to the saddle, we'll cross the saddle, go up the towards the previous dive site where we saw the high density sponges. So we'll establish where we regain those sponges.
I think that move can go back in, Nev.
Okay.
We're sort of at the top of this.
Then when we regain those sponges, we'll explore down the western slope to see how far down the slope they go. And that, with the current coming from the west, there should be pretty good habitat anyway for the sponges.
Let
We'll
me
just have to be careful with the ROVs.
So crossing the saddle, coming up to where we've seen the sponges before.
Yep.
Sponge on sponge?
Sponge on sponge, and then we'll head west.
If possible, if it's not too dangerous for the ROVs, see if we can work down that slope a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe we can go back and forth along contours, zigzagging down.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, that is sponge on sponge there again. Look at that.
Is it important that we make it back to that exact spot that we were when we first saw those high density sponges, right when we took over? Or just want to make a small move westward before crossing the saddle?
Yeah, small move west is fine.
Okay.
The satellite dish sponges are definitely dominant in this area.
We get lasers off for a second for some stills.
Snav. Can we move 30 meters bearing 270? Thank you.
I don't know why I find that so delightful, but I do.
Sponge on sponge?
Yeah, it's great.
Kind of like fur on fur.
I don't know how long that can persist for, if that's probably can't be as good of attachment as on a rock, I would think, but
it gets you way out there. I bet it's really good food.
yeah. I mean, the spicules are very strong when they get arranged like that.
Reminds me of my cat and my dog snuggling up by the fire.
Oh. If I didn't know better, I might think somebody's a little homesick.
Yeah, that was my Thanksgiving pictures.
Sea of sponges again.
Yes.
Did you put this same move in this time?
It was bearing 270 rather than bearing 260.
Okay.
There's another eel, the bottom of the screen.
Oh, I totally missed it. He's probably none too happy
There he
with me
is.
being here.
See him?
Yep.
Yeah, I do. Hey, buddy.
Bump
The
into
other
that
day,
coral.
an eel came across our screens in a rather sudden manner, and several of us exclaimed, "Oh, hello, eel." And a viewer chimed in, you know I can't hear you, right?
It feels pretty real.
Yeah.
I tried to let him swim out of frame, Steve, but he I don't know what happened. He didn't want to.
They say, in the film, they said never work with children or animals.
Oh, really?
They don't take direction very well.
Yeah.
It looks like our next move is going to be crossing this saddle south. Bearing 200.
Okay. That sounds great.
Alrighty.
Oh, there's like a cool mix of corals and stuff here. Seems like. Or maybe they're all the same and they're just in various states of disrepair.
No, there's definitely some different forms. Right behind the sponge to the left, that looks like that candelabra form that we saw.
Yeah.
Bridge nav. Can we please move 100 meters, bearing 190? That's it. Thank you.
The water temperature here is a little warmer. It's 2 degrees C. Warmer is relative, of course, but warmer than it was when we were at our original location. That looks like a black.
This is a black coral.
Yeah,
we haven't seen one in a while, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, previous watch saw a few of those.
Wow, great Argus views. I know I keep saying that, but it keeps being true.
Yeah, look at all those
Go for zoom.
sponges up there.
I love the color of these, like yellow ochre.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the black spine.
Yeah. Ugh. Sorry.
That addresses a viewer question. It sure doesn't look like a black coral to me. It looks like a yellow coral. Yeah, the internal structure, which you can see at the spine, that's what's black. And that's how it got its name, because original samples generally were found without the polyps on them. So all that was left was the black structure inside.
So we're about 30 meters downslope from when we first saw that high density sponge area.
Yep. And I would expect things to drop off here as we cross the saddle. That's been our experience, but we'll see.
There's definitely a lot of neat little corals here. Oh, there's 2 black corals.
Oh, yeah. Good eye, good eye. Keep those questions coming at nautiluslive.org, where you can also check on our depth and the water temperature, and check out more about our team. Our current watch is listed there at the bottom of the main page, along with some biographical information about each member of the Tectonic Turtles team. Turtle power.
Turtle power.
Look at you, lateral down current.
Yeah, now it's working just great. Oh, no, the current's coming from the current was coming from the west, and now I'm just lateraling south, so that's probably something to do with it.
Going to, I notice Emil says coming from as well.
Oh, I wonder why I do that.
I don't know.
Well, with the wind, we say, like...
Yeah, maybe just because I'm from sailing or something.
But when you say westward wind, you don't necessarily...
No, you say westerly.
Westerly wind, sorry. When you say westerly...
It's coming from the west.
I guess the direction's implied, because, right? But if you said wind coming from the east, or wind coming from the west, is that not... Is that
Yeah, so we eliminate that coming from verbose description by saying westerly or easterly.
But why is that? Why does wind come from and current goes to?
Yeah, well, meteorologists and oceanographers aren't always on the same page. They're separate traditions.
Is it traditional in oceanography for the current to come from?
No, in oceanography you say westward or eastward current.
And that means it's
going to.
Toward.
So would you say that the meteorologists and the oceanographers move in different circles?
Good one. Good one.
It may be midnight to 4 a.m. people, but you know, we still got to keep it lively.
Okay, so I'm learning things.
Oh,
Westward means towards the west.
Walteria sponges. For those of you playing along at home with our Latin name bingo. I'm not sure how everyone else on the Tectonic Turtles spent the time that we had off from diving due to the weather, but I spent mine studying the Okeanos Guide to try to be better at these IDs.
What's up?
I'm going to come up, and as you're under me here, let's do some tether management. I got +1 and you got -1.
Right.
So if I come around, we're going to be over our 1 turn on the tether. Unless I come, if I come the other way, does that?
Yep. You can take the whole thing out.
I can. So, sorry, I'm having a senior moment there. Which
No,
way
you're
do
not.
I need to turn?
You need to turn you need to turn NASCAR.
NASCAR, roger.
I'm sitting right underneath you in full auto, so we should be happy. Pull it up a bit.
Some soft coral and a mini Dr. Seuss.
Coming around.
Okay, Nav, so what was the distance to that H1889, the last dive site beginning? A few hundred meters?
Not quite sure. Oh, I see. Yes.
Okay.
Where we were diving last is about 300 meters from when we started the dive. And when we started the dive, we were about...
Thanks, Gabby. Oh, couldn't work that out.
Yeah, we were right in here.
Yep.
Maybe a little north. Yep.
But from our current position,
I love it when it works out like that.
250?
Less than 200.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so does this thing tells you which way you need to go, not what you actually have in? Or it's what you actually have in?
It's what you've got in. I
yeah.
Don't think too hard about it, Dan.
That's what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah,
I'm
stop.
overthinking it.
Stop that. That is where you're going wrong for sure. It just is how it is, and you should do what it tells you to do, and you shouldn't ask too many questions.
Talking about the tether management indicators that you're looking at?
Yeah.
It's confusing.
So are you seeing something physically with the tether, or what are you seeing that you're talking about up there?
We have a turns counter on both Argus and Herc, so in that case, Argus had +1 turn and Herc had -1 turn. And my little reptile brain couldn't figure out what to do.
It could. He just likes having other people do the mental math. In this case, subtracting 1.
Probably mentioned before that I failed math horribly multiple times.
The rocks here look quite different. Is that pillow lava that we're seeing?
Looks like some pillow lavas, yeah, they're on the side, and they're not really fractured, so we're not seeing any rubble parts here because they probably all fell down slope.
No, this is really nice. The
Hello there.
Much chiller.
I'm seeing sponges in the distance.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to guess if that was a shrimp or a lobster, you know?
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I'm just... Even if I'm right, I'm pretty sure Chris is going to say,
yeah, it's just not worth it. Oh, we've got a soft coral here.
I think so.
Yeah, there's a lot right here.
Are the lasers on?
Quite a bit now. So.
The lasers are not, but they can be.
Thanks.
Sorry, Dan, what'd you say?
I'm uphill from you quite a bit now.
Okay, I'll chill out.
So the laser dots are 10 centimeters apart. Helps us understand the size of the things that we're looking at.
You all right if I strafe the gauges too?
Yeah, go for it.
Half an hour over. Rock solid. Perfect.
Soft coral and maybe a little Hemicoralia, precious coral.